There's not much battery on here. I'm charging my phone, but I'm gonna go through these different topics. Um, HSP, highly sensitive persons. I could have been considered that in a past timeline or a different time or a lifetime. Even from videos from a year or 2 years ago, I'm juggling several timelines right now. I'm not a highly sensitive person. I'm a very tough, focused, hardworking person, almost just completely unstoppable, a force to be reckoned with. It's all given by God. Definitely no sensitivity. How you harden yourself and toughen yourself is by, I learned this from my father, my parents, my grandparents, my Italian and Sicilian grandparents, my Canadian ancestors, French Canadian. Hard physical labor, lifting, um, lifting heavy packages, carrying things like being a male deliverer, a female deliverer, um, digging ditches, you know, working on telephone poles, climbing up those telephone poles, or, gardening, landscaping, yard work, running the lawnmower, and heavy equipment. I drove a tractor when I was 13 years old. I mean, just badass, hard laboring, lifting, 140-pound pallets or trays, if the apricots, um, reaching up high. When I was 13 years old, I was already 5'6" or 5'7", or over. Um, I would listen to music like Janet Jackson or whatever, and I would lift the pick the apricots and the avocados off the tree and feed myself. Uh, make $1.50, $2 or $3 a punch, and do as many punch as a punch in your payroll. At 13 years old, I had a payroll, you know, and make that $500 for Guess jeans, Guess skirts. I used to wear Guess skirts. I really liked nice name brand stuff. Do it all yourself. Fuck sensitivity. Be hard as rocks. If someone rejects you, go on to the next person. Next, have a lineup of people, like a conveyor belt. That's how you. It's an off switch when you're an intuitive. Don't. In fact, sometimes I don't even deal with empaths. I just say I'm an intuitive. I get the message, process the message, and I go on to the next thing. I don't dwell on it. You know what I mean? This is just a channel message, but if you want to just stop the whole, bleeding heart victim, oh, I feel so much. Don't feel it. Feel hard as a rock. Don't feel shit. You can dull and numb the pain without any drugs or alcohol or anything like that by having a conveyor belt lineup of incredible things you want to do. But I got up. I was tired. Um, I was tired because I worked a 12-hour shift yesterday, and I needed to put out the video manually. Put out the video, went out in the kitchen and did rinse my ear. I was going to record it, but there's no battery. There was no more battery on my phone. Went ahead and still rinsed my ear out, and then I got my tortellini soup. I had like 4 or 5 tortellinis with the sauce and the broth, a little bit of the broth, just to test it out. I gave my son his big bowl of it, and it tasted salty enough and enough potassium and herbs in it that it working with a Mediterranean lifestyle, and the changes going from having Mexican food or Mexican cook and all that to my cooking my ancestors of my Mediterranean, Sicilian, Italian, French foods, okay? French Canadian foods, and American gardening foods. That's the difference between, and like all holidays, work your ass off. Fuck the holidays. I don't deal with any goddamn holidays. They're bullshit. It's all crap. Thanksgiving, they try to get a delivery and sabotage me and put all this crappy Thanksgiving dried turkey and shit. and I pushed forward and I had my salad. I did a 12-hour gym session, back and forth, um, washing dishes, vacuuming, uh, wash my hair, blow dry. I did all of that for 12 hours and then edited it all and and did watch parties, stayed up in the night or crashed out, went to sleep. Even I worked so hard that I lay back and I'm sleeping with my mouth open. That's how hard I fucking work. Work your ass off because when you're dead, you know? And bring that legacy to if you have kids, fill their pockets full of money. Bring that legacy to your kids so you don't have broke families, broke kids. Their mom and pop didn't leave them anything because they're too lazy to get a damn job. Okay, bye.